channel. I wanted to come on today and just do a project share with you. I am working with the Frank Garcia collection, and I was wanting to do something with the rice paper from the collection. So the rice paper came like this. It was one sheet, and there was instructions on it how to decoupage with it. It looks like this. So it's not that big. It's maybe like an 8.5 by, I don't think it's 8.5 by 11, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Oh, 8.5 by 11.5, it looks like. So I ended up cutting out all of these squares and then just using Mod Podge and Mod Podging it on this wooden skeleton from Dollar Tree. So the skeleton was just raw wood. I picked them up in the Halloween section at Dollar Tree. What I did first is I painted the entire thing with a pink chalk paint, and this is just a Waverly, I think it's Ballet Slipper Pink, and coated the back and the front with it. Then once that was dry, which it was super quick to dry just because the wood is unfinished and chalk paint dries fairly quickly, you can go ahead and take all these off. So I removed all of these little rings that held him together, held all of his pieces together. I took those apart, and then I just started applying Mod Podge to different parts of his body. And you put a layer of Mod Podge down first, then you put the rice paper down, and then you put Mod Podge over the top. So, you know, one of the more difficult things with us doing it on something like this is you have all of these different holes. So you have all the holes in his chest, the holes in his face, and the holes in his pelvis. I didn't do anything with those when I did it. I just Mod Podged over the entire thing. And the chest actually kind of looked cool when I did that because the Mod Podge kind of concaved in. And I mean, if you like creepy Halloween, it kind of looked like decaying skin on him, but I didn't want to keep it like that. So, but if that's what you're into, it looked really cool. And the Mod Podge made like the fibers in the paper stand out. So it did look really kind of creepy. But I went ahead and I used like a combination of a really sharp detail scissors, my pokey tool, and a X-Acto knife, and I ended up cutting around all the different openings. And then I went in with sandpaper and sanded in there, you know, and got most of the edges. It looks really clean. And then once I was done, you know, you can kind of go in and smooth these edges down. And you know, I didn't need it to look perfect. I wanted it to look kind of rough because that's just, you know, the look of this paper when it dries. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you a close-up view of it because you can just really see the different elements from the collection. So you can see like the witch hat here. I've got a cat here. So I kind of strategically placed pieces where I would be able to see certain things. So here's a pumpkin head, here's that owl, and the little vintage looking witch right there. So yeah, that was really fun to do. So then when it was all done, and I had pieced it all back together, putting all the rings back in, I decided to go in with some fabric that I had that from my collection. So at the beginning of the season, when I knew I wanted to work with the Frank Garcia collection, I went to Joann's and I picked up some of their quarter squares, their fabric quarters, and they were like 40 or 50% off. So you can get them for $1 something. And I had picked up ones that matched the Frank Garcia collection. So I had like this pink, this orange, and, you know, a black, a gray, a white with polka dots. And I tore those into strips to make it look more like shabby. And I ended up tying a little piece of each one on each of the hinges here. With that same paper or that same fabric, I made these handmade candy corns in the Frank Garcia like style, and this type of candy corn is in his ephemera pack and a sticker pack. And I have a video kind of showing how I did this. I can link that down below if you're interested. But I made the candy corn to match, so I kind of just hot glued that there and then put his hand like he was holding it. These little spiders I got from AliExpress, I just kind of glued those, you know, crawling on his chest. And then his head, I just did the flower for one eye. So that is it. I did end up taking the string off of the top here. I'll get my pokey tool and poke that back out because my recipient, I'll want to give them a spot to put the string back in there to hang it up. So anyway, that is the skeleton. So that was one project that I did. Another one, I just finished my 31 take of the Sequin syringe. So I have a little 31 mix in here that's got oranges and pinks and gold stars and stripes and little ghosts and little bats and a couple spiders. And I did the same thing with the torn fabric up here. And then this is the chunky charm that I added to this one. And I used the elements that I got with the Frank Garcia collection. So I've got the little pumpkin here. I did spell out the word boo. Got this like gingham wood bead here. This is a Joanne bead here. This is a BB Craft bead. I've got the haunted house from the collection, the cauldron, and the hat all on there. Got a glass candy corn from Joann's as well, a glass spider from Joann's. This is an AliExpress. I think this is also Joann's. Yeah, so just a mix of beads, and I just love how fun and dangly that is. I'm having such a fun time with Halloween embellishments this year. I'm going to be kind of sad to pack it away. So stay tuned for more to come. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.